All right, almost there. Got things in order. All the sound checks right. Hope everyone is ready. We're almost ready to land this plane. Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning. Welcome to the On Point broadcast. I'm Dr. Joe Blake here with the Actionable Financial Literacy Center. We're part of Blake Media, and welcome to this morning's broadcast. Got some great information to share with you today. I'm glad you joined us, and hey, it's a great day here at Blake Media. Hey, buckle up today. Got some good things to share with you. Just want to give a reminder for everyone out there that we have our coming up. I always like to begin with the end in mind. This is the beginning of summer, but at the end of summer, we're going to have our Actionable Financial Literacy the Financial Literacy and Cash Flow Seminar that's going to be on September 16th from 12 to 2. Have the address there. We're going to have a great time. We're going to learn some great principles coming from my book. Be there live, be able to share the information and get more learning. We're going to also be able to play the game Cash Flow. I got a team of folks that we're going to be getting together. As a matter of fact, one of our get-togethers is going to be on Monday. We're going to get the team together so we can be able to be there for everyone, learn the game, get some concepts from it, and then tie those concepts together with what I teach and share in my book, and just have a good time and learn as well. So I send emails out. In the email, please save your seats because seating is limited. So save your seat and reserve. Let us know that you're going to be there so I can make sure I have right materials and other things available for when you get there. So register by saving your seat. Now I just need to have your name and your email. Uh, as far as a fee for getting in, buy my book, and then when you come in and just show it when you get there. You can buy the book beforehand, or you can buy the book on site. Just purchase the book, and that's the fee to get in. All right. So that's what I have for that. Now, today, today's broadcast got a wonderful guest that's going to come on. She's going to uh, tell us about herself, and so I'm not going to have a bio because she's going to tell us. Her name is Michele Riechman, and she's military spouse. She has a business called Healthy Beyond 40. It's geared more towards women, but men can benefit too that are above 40. I was 40 maybe like a year ago, maybe. But I was, but healthiness is one of the things that we all need to focus in on. So I'm going to bring Michele up, and Michele can tell us a little more about herself and about her business. So, Michele, there
Hello,
you
thank
are.
you for having me.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right, good, good, good. So, as I was sharing with everyone, just yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. So they have some background for you.
Yeah, so my name is Michele Riechman, and I'm a doctorate in physical therapy, and I'm an online personal trainer, health coach, and yoga teacher. I work a lot with women, but also some men, because a lot of times women will start working with me and they realize that it's a little bit easier if your family gets on board, and then other people in their family and spouses become interested too. So I'm also a mom of four. So I'm all about keeping things simple, quick, and effective, and going back to the basics so that we're actually taking action and not complicating things, and just getting back to those basics so that we can be healthy and we can move forward.
Oh, that is so good. So when that's good. You have families that work out together, exercise together, because
Yeah.
family work out together to stay together. That is a good dynamic. How long you been doing all of this?
So I have been a physical therapist for how long? Just under 20 years. And then I started this business about a year and a half ago. But
Okay.
I've been in the wellness world. Even in college, I was a personal trainer. So I've always had that passion for wellness, for health, for moving your body. And that's sort of what got me into physical therapy.
Oh, how cool! How cool! How cool! All right then. So tell us, could you define over 40 female fitness for us?
Yeah. So, really, as we get older, even upper 30s, 40s, our body starts to change. And even for men, in general, we are moving less, we're eating more, we are busy, so we are stress eating, we're grabbing those quick things. So it appears that our metabolism starts to slow down, but it's really the series of choices that we're making. And then on the female side, our hormones do start to change in our 40s and our 50s, and things do become a little different. So I love helping people, again, go back to those basics. If we're moving less, how can we move more? Because our bodies are meant to move. How can we incorporate some strength training so that as we're aging, we are keeping our muscle, or potentially even adding muscle? Because as we age, we're going to lose muscle mass if we're not eating enough protein and if we're not doing strength training. And I don't know about you guys, but as I get older and think like 70s, 80s, I don't want to be a frail, elderly person. I still want to be strong and I want to have muscle. And it starts building that foundation in our 40s and 50s, putting that muscle and getting into a habit of exercise and moving our bodies.
Yeah, that is good because you're right. As you get older, you do see some elderly that are like a little frail side. So if you kind of
Yeah.
start, and that's not starting late. That's starting early in the later half of your life, so you can have that strength in there to do what you got to do. Because you still need it. I mean, you still got to walk, still got to carry luggage.
Yeah. Yeah. And it even becomes like functional, like carrying your groceries into the house or doing other things that you need a little bit of strength for. But really, to, I think, live life to our fullest, we want to have stronger bodies. We want to be healthy as we age. We want to be that one moving around, not being stuck in a chair because we're out of breath and too tired.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that. Now, going traveling, I see sometimes old folks that, like I said, would have their luggage and everything, and then, a suitcase. And after you go and you come back, it's a little heavier on the way back.
Yeah.
Be able to carry that suitcase. Okay. So how do you educate and influence our communities about what they need to do?
Yeah. So, a great resource I have is my podcast, and it's called Healthy Beyond 40. And I think with health, we live in such a culture where we're surrounded by fast food, unhealthy food, sugary drinks, sugary sweets. We're constantly bombarded. So I think it's important to have positive, healthy input put into us. So the podcast is a great way to find practical tips, find some motivation, and really demystify some of the nutrition myths out there. So we're in such a diet culture. Sometimes it can be really hard to know what is healthy, what should I do, and let alone how can I keep it simple so that I can actually do this and it's sustainable. So the podcast is a great place. I also have a Facebook group called Healthy Beyond 40 where if you're looking for community and connecting with other people, that is another great place. And of course, when I'm working with clients privately, whether that's in the health coaching or personally training, I'm always teaching them. And we're always figuring out ways that they can incorporate this into their lives because each person is different. Everyone has different struggles. Some struggle with sugar, some don't. Some struggle with prioritizing themselves, others don't. So, really, in that coaching aspect, working through that with people so that they're moving forward and they're not staying stuck in their current habits.
Okay. So you work with them with like regular exercise and everything?
Yep. So I work online and virtually. I use, sometimes I'll do live coaching sessions like this and even personal training sessions. But I also use an app where I'm customizing workouts for my clients that they do on their own time so that they're learning how to exercise correctly so that they don't injure themselves. And they're using a progressive program and that it can be customized along the way. So it's just like having a trainer there with you, but you're able to do it on your own time and also save some money.
Okay. So things like a brisk walk, jogging, cycling, those type of things are like the type of exercises.
Well, that and then I also include strength training. So exercises where we're actually going to start building that muscle, building balance, and I also do yoga with my clients too that incorporates stretching, balance, strengthening. Because we don't want to just do walking or just do cardio activities. We want to make sure that we're adding strength training in there so that we're building our muscles, building our bones, and it really makes a difference with aging. It helps with our metabolism. The more muscle we have, the stronger metabolism we're going to have because muscle burns more calories than fat. So if you have two of the same people and one has a lot more muscle, they're going to be burning a lot more calories doing nothing. So
Right.
building muscle is really important as we age.
Yeah. So you talk about main that metabolism because as you get older, metabolism that word just jacks me up there. It
You're
starts to
good.
slow down. Your body starts to slow down as you get older. So how do you maintain? What are some ideas or thoughts you can get to maintain the weight? 'Cause,
Yeah, one key, I just talked about is the strength training because putting muscle on is going to help keep your metabolism stronger. The other is just that movement piece. So we tend to move less. So this could be walking. This could be like cleaning our house, going to the grocery store. Think of those like 10,000 steps people are trying to reach because not that long ago, people just naturally moved more. And now we have a lot more sedentary lives. Like even my job, I'm sitting at the computer a lot of the day. So we're not getting that steps in. So we have to be intentional about moving and getting our
yeah.
steps in. And that will help to boost your metabolism too, just when you're moving more. So getting more movement in, getting that strength training in, and then we can't ignore diet because you cannot outrun your fork. So you can't eat what you want and just think you're going to exercise it all off. It just doesn't go good. People don't feel good about themselves. So we want to make sure that we're really tuning into that nutrition. We want to make sure that we're getting enough protein because as we age, our body doesn't metabolize protein as well. So we almost need just a little bit more protein as we're aging. And we want to make sure we're getting those nutrients from vegetables and fruits and whole grains so that our
Okay.
body can be more fueled. And sometimes we need to eat less. So sometimes we're eating the same amount as when we're in our 20s and our 30s. And when you get to your 60s, that metabolism is slowing down a little bit, so you don't need as much food. Or we're stress eating, we're craving sugar, and so we're just eating too much too.
Right. Yes. I said that, and one time I went back to Baltimore, and I was with my cousin, and my cousin is I think he's maybe 7 to 10 years younger than I am, and he was being nice. He bought me dinner, and he expected me to get like this big old steak and some more things on top of it, and I was like, dude, I can't do that. I can't I can't do that no more, man. I can just this little small deal right here. I'm good to go. Because back
Yeah,
when
I
I
mean,
was yeah,
portion sizes are so huge when you go out. And I mean, even for kids, like things are just doubling and tripling in size. And that's like exactly what you need to do. You need to know for yourself what's a good amount and be okay with that. Or split something in half or share something with someone.
yeah, because they're huge now. And I'm like, okay, no, I can't do that one. I can't take
Yeah.
all of it. Okay. So, what other skills or tools you have available, and how about the cost of those skills, those tools, and things that are available?
Yeah. So I always like to do a free call with people to sort of see where they are, make sure we're a good fit, find out their struggles and goals, and make sure they're on the same page as me. Because I like to work with people who are sort of done trying to diet and lose weight quickly, but people who want to lose weight and keep it off, which can be a little bit slower of a progress, but it's sustainable and it's helping people to develop those healthy habits. So when people need help with that nutrition piece, we do health coaching calls just like this, one to one. And we usually meet every week, just about 25 minutes, because you can really only take in so much information and know how to implement it at a time. So those
Right.
25-minute sessions are great each week. And then I mentioned a little bit earlier, I use an app for my personal training. And this has been really cool because it allows me to give my client workouts like 5 days a week, however many days a week they want it. And they're able to do that on their own time, but they don't have to pay me for each session. So it has these little video clips of me showing you how to do an exercise correctly. For example, it'd be like a squat, and I'm teaching you how to do it. You're going to do some with me. And that way, you know how to do the exercise correctly. And then you record your weights, your reps in the app. And so
Wow.
I have hundreds of these little videos. So I can move these videos around so it's customized to each client. Then I have full yoga classes in there that I can put for clients. So they're doing these workouts on their own time, but they're able to check in with me. So if they're not sure if they're doing that squat correctly, they can take a video of them and send it to me. They can message me like, "Hey, I'm going out to eat at Chipotle. What are some good things I can get?" So they're having that personal trainer in their pocket, um, but again, it's really cost effective. So it's only $200 a month. Normally, for a 25-minute session, I'm charging $50. So you can see that that really adds up and it's an effective way. They can do it at their own if they want to wake up super early, but they have access to me and they're staying accountable. They have somebody to check in with and they have that support that they need along the way.
Okay. All right. Wow. Wow. Now I'm not sure. Uh, at the bottom of the screen, we have Michelle's website as well as her podcast as well. So you can take note of that. You can go there now, as a matter of fact, and take a look at the website. Uh, sign up for a podcast and listen to some of the things she has to share as well, and sign up for some of her programs. Because yeah, as we get older, our bodies change, and I find it like every 10 years you're 30, 40, 50, it's like your body goes on this shift and it changes. So it's good to know as you get older how to just change and adjust with your body, so you won't get older and be frail, and you want to have some steadiness to you, and kind of can live longer when you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what causes women's fitness to be like a somewhat of a pervasive cause or a pervasive concern out there?
Yeah. So I find a lot of people put themselves on the back burner. So maybe it's when they're having kids, it just seems too busy that they can't fit it into. And then older, some people, I've had quite a few people start working with me once they get to retirement because then they feel like they're finally ready to start taking care of themselves. But I found this for myself that it was hard, especially after my third child. I remember going up a flight of stairs and being completely out of breath. And I'm like, I am way too young for this. But how can I fit it in? Like, I'm trying to keep these little kids alive, trying to feed them, trying to keep the house somewhat clean. And it was like, okay, if I'm going up a flight of stairs, like I don't have to work out very long. So I just started with 10 or 15-minute workouts. Like we can fit that in if we're intentional about it. It doesn't have to be long. And the same thing with healthy eating. Keep it simple. You don't have to follow something complicated. So pretty quickly after I had that little shift, like this doesn't have to be long or complicated. I
Yeah.
started being able to fit in those quick workouts, started eating a little healthier and felt so much better. So it's the same idea when people start working with me. They're putting themselves on the back burner. They feel like they don't have the time. And then as I talk to them and we get down to the heart of it, most people are sort of ready to not diet anymore, but they don't really know what to do because we're constantly bombarded with these different diets, these super strict things that you can lose weight quickly, but you can't sustain it. So they're at this shift where they're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I've done the yo yo dieting, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how this is possible just to make these little habit changes.
Right.
So it's that shift that starts to happen when they're ready to make these small habit changes that they can sustain. And a lot of people typically have a goal of they want to lose some weight, they want to be healthier, but they also want to feel really good. They want to be able to chase their grandkids. They want to be able to go on hikes with their family and these very functional things that just make life better. That starts to become their bigger goal that they have in mind. So, those are typically the people that I work with and some of the things that are like going on in their lives.
Yeah. The grandkid one that that gets me because my oldest grandchild just turned 14, and I remember when his dad, which is my son, when he turned 14, my son and his brother they came to me one summer and they was like, Dad, come on, let's go out to the court so we can cross you up. Say, what, cross me up? Y'all, you got to out of your mind. So I took my sons out to the court and I beat him the first game, and I was like, okay, I quit. I was like, I was like, I'm done. No, Dad, you can't do that. But now my son, my grandson is that age, and I'm gonna call him and say, hey, go play your dad in basketball and let's see what happens. But you do have to be fit for your grandkid because they want to play too. My granddaughter, when she sees my wife, all she says, "Grandma, let's go play." That is it. She just sees grandma as a play toy, and and
Yes.
you got to stay fit for that. So it's it's uh it's uh it's amazing. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing though. Um,
Yes.
next,
Kids are very active. And it also makes us think like that's sort of how we're supposed to be. Like we're supposed to move around more. But just the way our lives are set up, we have these comfy couches, like nice beds, all these different ways to relax and be sedentary that we have to sort of like make that shift and step out of that comfort zone a little bit.
yeah, we do. Okay, so how does women's fitness work with online learning?
Yeah. So I do the one-to-one sessions, but I also use the app. And I think that really, when I found out about, I'm like, there's this app I can use for my personal training where I can give clients more workouts because for a while people could only afford to see me once a week. And then they're like, what do I do these other days? Because you really need to strength train 3 days a week because when you start to build muscle, your body starts to lose it pretty quickly within about 48 to 72 hours. So you really want to add strength training in a few times a week. So this app has really changed that so people can exercise and have a program done that is correct and really progress and have more accountability, but in a way that also like doesn't cost a lot more, that you're not having to be live with someone each time. So that has been really helpful.
Okay, good. Now, so what platforms are available for community learners, or maybe any social
Yeah.
media platforms you have?
Yeah. So my Facebook group, Healthy Beyond 40, is a great group and it just keeps growing. And this week I have had a free water and movement challenge in there. So I like doing this challenge probably about every few months because people like it, because it really starts to help people develop simple habits and realize how much doing simple, easy habits can make a difference. So for this challenge, we're doing, you get to choose the amount of water you drink. So I recommend about half your body weight in ounces. But for someone who, I have met people who are barely drinking any water. So that may be way too much for them. Someone else, it might be a little bit more if they're in a hot environment or exercising. And I think we just need to keep this in mind when it comes to our health, is really customizing things to us. So we have this, you set your water goal, and then you get 30 minutes of movement or exercise a day. And so we're just doing this for 5 days in my Facebook group. People comment, they're sharing their water bottles, they're sharing what they're doing. And it's really motivating to see what other people are doing. And then I always like to have prizes because prizes are fun for a challenge. So the Healthy Beyond 40 Facebook group is a great place. It's a lot of women, but I also have a few men in there. And I think it's important to surround ourselves with healthy people. So whatever it is we want to become, if we're surrounded by those people, we're more likely going to achieve that goal. When we're surrounded by people who aren't healthy, who are constantly eating out or drinking too much or not moving, that's most likely what we're going to do. So when we can get in these communities that are more health focused and more focused on where we want to go, we'll find that it gets a little bit easier and we feel more supported.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so what do we do next? How do they join your fitness programs again?
Yeah, so you can head to Facebook and just search Healthy Beyond 40 and it will pop up. And then my podcast is also called Healthy Beyond 40. So in any podcast app, you can find that podcast and then just follow it. And then I'm releasing episodes every Monday, but there's quite a few you can go back onto. So if you have a specific thing you're looking for, like sugar cravings, I talk about intermittent fasting, quick workouts, you can find those topics on there too.
Okay, good. Last question here. This is related to financial literacy. This is my platform here. So, how do financial literacy and learning uh, fitness in women, how does that work? How does that fit together?
Yeah, so I think when it comes to our health, we tend to put ourselves on the back burner and we also tend to not budget for our health. So this can include things like we're not budgeting for healthy foods because a box of cereal can be cheaper than eating some fruits and vegetables, having some protein for breakfast or eggs. So we really need to put our health into our budget. So making sure we're budgeting for the healthy foods, those foods that we know that are better for us. Making sure that we're budgeting if we want to work with a personal trainer or health coach if we're stuck, that we're fitting that into our budget. Because if we don't have our health and we're not taking care of our body, we're not going to be able to do those other things in our life that we want to do. So we need to make sure that we are including our health when we're thinking about our budget and our finances.
Well, uh, that's our cue. Sorry about that, Michelle. But we want to thank Michelle for being here. Thank the rest of you for listening. And I hope you got some good information. Hope this was good for you. Hold on. I hope you gathered some things about being fitness and health in this time. Ah, there we go. And I hope you learned something from Michelle. Any parting words, Michelle?
No, I think just to keep it simple, and it almost goes for anything in our life, but if you're wanting to make some changes in your health, think of just that one new habit you can start adding that you can stay consistent with. Because if you can stay consistent with it, that's where you're going to see those changes long term.
Okay, good deal. All right. Well, thank you, Michelle, for sharing all of the information you have for us. Appreciate you coming on board and sharing yourself and your life and what you have with your business and everything. I wish you much success in the future. And I'll see you again. We're a part of the
Yeah.
same networking group with iNetpreneur. So hey, we got more room to grow.
Yep.
So for those of you out there, thank you for being here. Look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same channel. And tune in next week. We'll have another guest from our group. Everyone have a great day, and we'll see you again.